kind of have some of these agenda items on your table. We're just going to go through a couple presentations, and we'll start out with some CBC updates.
Yeah, just real quick, Lynn Palmetier folder, and I'm chair for education and employment, and also the secretary for the executive committee. And I wanted to share with you that I pretty much put a letter in the last tribal meeting regarding the status of some of the changes that we're making within the council, so that we can upgrade our computer equipment, and we're looking at hiring some new people. So I'm hoping that we get some people applying for jobs over there, because actually we need to. Our council has been without staff since we actually came on. I think that there were like about 6 or 7 staff, and we've been down to 2 full-time and 1 part-time, and it's been really difficult. So our goal is to get back to the Constitution, where we are complying with the Constitution and communicating all of our meetings to the people. So that's one of our goals, and we're looking forward to this new software where we will have be able to print up, put in text all of the meetings, so that, and we have a plan to start posting all of our minutes of all the committee meetings up in all of the public places. Some of you who've been around for a while remember the days that you used to get copies of the committee minutes, and they would go to senior sites, community centers, and other programs. And that's what we want to get back to, but even more so, we're looking forward to taking our link system, which is some of the video of our committee meetings, and posting them up so people see those publicly. So as a secretary, that's my priority. I have a lot of other things I'm doing, but that's really my priority, is to have that done by April. Is that what's going to be up and running? February was my first timeline, but anyway, I wasn't able to do that. And as far as education and employment, we're working really hard to reorganize our human resource office, meaning that all we're doing is, as a council, we're setting the framework of the kind of direction that we would like to see our HR office go. It's actually the administration who's doing the analysis and reorganizing staff and identifying areas that are going to become more efficient to people who are applying for jobs within the tribe. And one thing that's been happening, and it's been really a barrier for our tribal employees, and that is people fill out applications, they have to have an original signature. If they're unemployed, they might be applying for 2 or 3 or 4 jobs, and they have to keep, every application has to have an original signature. Maybe every application has to have transcripts from colleges that you have to pay for. We're duplicating all these things, and we're just making piles and piles of paperwork. And actually, we have the software to put into a database. We should take electronic applications, so people who have email, that they just send their applications electronically. We should have 1 set of transcripts on file. We've got to make it easier. We're trying to become more consumer-friendly, more culturally responsive, and I'm pretty happy about that. There's a lot of issues that are coming up, but the biggest issue for me in education and employment is we are working with all the school districts and early childhood programs and colleges, and going to put on a 2013 summer education summit. And we're going out into the communities, and we are doing like public forums with bringing in local data. Like when I come here in the next 3 weeks, I'm going to come and do a report. I'm going to be showing some of our dropout rates, our attendance issues, some behavioral concerns that have been reported to the school districts, all those academic factors that are being turned in, and stats that have been being turned into the state office. We have a lot of schools that are doing a lot of really good things, but we're still losing a lot of our kids, and we need to come together and come up with a plan on how we can keep these kids in school, and how we can also offer more vocational and technical certificated programs, because not everybody is prepared to go on to 4-year colleges. So we're trying to open the doors. If if we educate our people, they're gonna get jobs, you know, and that's what we want. We want tribal members to be filling our jobs, so that's it for education point. Thanks. And that was brief for yeah.
And I apologize, this is going kind of fast. We have quite a few stuff on our agenda, and we're trying to showcase some of the stuff that we're doing in our programs, and trying to communicate to you guys some of the success stuff that we're doing. We don't always get an opportunity to do that with you guys. So one thing we're talking about is representative government. I want everybody to just want to say this. We have a fairly good representative government. Any one of you guys can come in and see us, come in and sit in chambers at any given time. The only exception is when we have a closed door session, if it's something personal. But any one of you guys can come into our chambers and just sit there. And there's quite a few people that do that. They come in and sit down and they ask questions right along with us. Larsky's been there a few times, so I encourage you guys to come over and be a part of that, because we have quite a bit of stuff that comes out from individuals that come to our meetings, and their thoughts come out, and they really help us get organized too. So I encourage you guys to always come to our chambers and be a part of that process if you have time. Another part of our representative government, we're available by phone. You can come to our offices, and we have the district meetings, we have the general meetings, we're on the web, and then today we're going to be showcasing our Tribune portion of trying to communicate. I guess what I'm trying to say is that we're, this communication process, there's lots of ways to communicate, and we're trying to hit all these different areas. So we're gonna showcase another area today, which is the Tribune later on today. We have quite a bit of stuff that happened since the last time we met, and I know we're gonna have a lot of questions, and I would really like to save questions till the end of the meeting, and then or in private too. We have, I don't know if you guys are aware of MA8, the MA8 property, the Moses allotment up at Mill Bay, where the casino is where the casino property is on. We just got out of a court case last week with Judge Quackenbush, and a lot of our representatives from in council, we all went over there to see how the case was going. We have some RV owners down there on the property. If you guys go down there, the RV owners are on the lake. They had an agreement with the previous land controller, and when that land controller gave it up to us, that agreement was off. Right now, they're squatting on that land, and they're bringing it up. They're trying to tell the judge and everybody that land is no longer in trust. That when it came out of trust and is fee land since back in 1934, and so we went into that case last week, thinking that the judge would give us a favorable outcome for that. It should have been an open and shut case, but when we got there, the judge, Judge Quackenbush, I don't know if you guys know who he is, 84 years old, kind of an older gentleman, kind of set in his ways. He was asking questions of, I'll just put it out there. He was saying, he was basically saying he goes, how can you have a reservation that's not within the reservation? And it's kind of a really out there on his thought pattern. So anyway, we had we gave him briefs, we gave him testimonies, and actually our lawyer only had 5 minutes of his time. He kind of pushed us off to the end of he gave us like 2 hours to present to him. The RV park owners and the previous landowner got about an hour and maybe 15 minutes with him, and he gave us a total of 5 minutes to talk. And And so that's kind of, that's, the kind of stuff, I've never witnessed that before. I usually have, in front of a judge, I've always seen them, kind of teeter on, technicalities, but just to blatantly disregard, 2 other court cases and, in our federal government's opinion, just blatantly, it was just kind of a weird deal. So that's again, I'm sure that brought up a lot of questions, but right now our Mill Bay property is under attack for it being in trust. So that's something that I want to share that with you guys in the last court case that we had up there. And we might have to bring this back to people if we have a lot of questions about that, but that's something that we were all, right now, it'll probably, he's asking for more information. He probably won't render a decision for us for another 2 more months, and it probably won't go in our favor, just the looks of it. So we're probably going to have to appeal that, which will be about another 1.5 years. So just want to let you guys know about that court case. Another thing I want to talk about is another thing that we're battling against and trying to get involved with is the Odessa project. I don't know if you guys heard about the Odessa project, but the state of Washington is trying to divert some of our water from the Columbia River. They're trying to divert it up to the Odessa area for irrigation down there. And they pretty much didn't even include us in on the decision process or asked us for opinions or anything like that. And so we're trying to get involved with that project right now to at least get our opinions heard. With water rights, it's a use it or lose it kind of scenario. And so that's one of the things that we've all been trying to collectively gang up on. And we had a meeting last week, a 5-party agreement with Bureau of Rec, and Spokane Tribes, National Park Service, Bureau of Rec. BIA.
Did you send it over?
We were all at a meeting in Spokane. The 5-party agreement is the party that's overseeing the Columbia River, and so we all came together and we raised these questions about the Odessa project, and we're trying to get involved to stop the project, or at least get our opinions heard about it, so we can have a say in that project. I'm sure that's bringing a lot of questions. I'm going to go through all this because I'd really like to say the questions for the end because it's going to be it's a whopper when we start dwelling into the details of that one. We got a long day. Some of the other things that we've done in the last few months is we had some employee dinners. I don't know if you guys have heard about those yet or not, but we started implementing, trying to get with our staff and trying to get everybody on board. We have a new executive director, Francis Somday, and we're trying to set direction for the tribe. And we had one dinner, and we realized that that there's a lot of people that on the first dinner we had. One of the big things that came out of there was there's 30-year employees that have never been recognized for any of their services within our tribe. We probably had about maybe 12 30-year-old employees stand up, and I asked them, I go, please sit down if you've been recognized, and they all stood up. Not one of them were recognized in the last 30 years for their efforts, and that was pretty sad in our minds and hearts. So we had another one. We honored a couple of our employees for their long-standing relationship and education, and we're just trying to change the culture that we're all in. And some of the things that we talked about is, we're all trying to turn this tribe around. And some of the things that we said is, this council just can't turn it around. Individual program can't just turn it around. It's going to take all of us collectively, in our hearts and our minds, to turn this boat around and get us facing in the right direction and out paddling pretty strong. So that's, that's some of the things that we talked about, empowering our community, getting all of our heads together, getting all of our hearts together, and moving it in the right direction so that we can start changing our situation here on the reservation and in our people. So I just wanted to briefly touch on the employee dinner that we had and some of the efforts that we're trying to achieve there. And then some of the things that I'm pretty excited about. Yesterday, we finally gave the corporation, the CTEC Corporation, the go-ahead to move in with to sign our Atlas agreement. We talked about that briefly at our last meeting, that we were in negotiations with Atlas to manage our mills. It'd be an outside corporation. We don't have to do anything with it. Give it to them. They'll start. They'll put. I think they're going to put in almost $2 million to get that sucker moving up and running, and then they're going to start hiring our people. And that's exciting for me. We're going to start getting the CIPD mill moving. So CIPD. So it's on their dime and their time, but it's going to be a benefit to all of our people here.
I have a question on that.
So
could I please address it right now?
it's going to open a can of worms. I wanted just to update on that. And
Well, I just want to know because on the outside world, when you're oversighting production management operation, the owner always has a management engineer type person to oversight those operations so they make sure we don't get ripped off. And that my question is, I hope you guys know this. I know there's some of you know whether the total council knows that we're going to have that type of that type of person in place before those guys ever start their operations, so we'll know where the hell the tribal dollars are at. So I'm just making that point, and I don't want to discuss here now because I know it's going to be a lot bigger thing than when we get this thing going. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. And he's coming over to our meetings quite a bit and giving us heads up on a lot of these things that we're addressing. So thank you for that.
That's another thing I want to say. I'll shut up rest my I want to say about the new council that's on here, that being a professional, I come from the outside world, and I'm an engineer and manager, and I run large projects. What the people you've got on here right now, the new council and the way they're doing things, it's the first time I went over and sat down and I could sit and debate with you people. And that's good. That's when I know you're finally getting transparency. I used to go over there in the old council, they used to put me off, they'd shut up or walk out or whatever. And it showed disrespect not only just to me, but to the total tribal membership. So I really respect what I see going over there now, okay? I'm an old guy, so you know.
Yeah, and some of the issues we brought up, there's a lot of things we still got to do with the project. This is just the initial start of that project. We got a lot of things that we still got to do. Capacity building. A lot of our traveling forestry guys they haven't been in work for a while. Some of them sold their equipment. So there's going to be there's a lot of capacity building that we got to do just to get this ball moving. And it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to be a process to get back to that mill operation. And I'm over my 5 minutes, but I want to. I see. He's timing me over here, so I'm like trying to keep this online. Out of respect for your guys' time and everybody that we brought over here today. But the last thing I want to do is John, Darlene, and I attended the governor's ball last night, and it's a social event, but it's really a work event for us. We went over there with full intentions to, this Odessa project is going to affect us all, and we really need to get involved with what's happening with the state and the state reps over there. And we need to get to know them. We need to get in front of them. They need to hear our side of the story. And so yesterday we probably met. I wrote it down. We met at least 10 different people, kind of organizations, and we've actually had 3 good leads last night. and there's three very important people that could help us to get in front of that ball with the Odessa project. So it's a casual meet and greet, but you know, we always look at it as business too. You got to get in there. You meet them in a casual form, but you always slip in, you know, your comments there of what your real intentions are. So I look tired. That's why I was over. I went from work to the governor's ball, and then I got back over here, and John the same way. We're probably on 3 hours of sleep. So, but it was a good event. And I'll let our chairman. He'll add more to it when he gets here. But thank you guys.
All right, I'm Benny Marchand. I'm a councilman. I'm also the chairperson of community development. Some of the things I've been working on is trying to meet and greet with the elders. I've been working with our new program manager, Ricard Coupling, trying to keep the ball moving and looking into funding opportunities to possibly get us a new senior building here for our elders. I think it's something that's been long overdue for a long time. So we've been working hard on that. He's researching with ICDD, some grant. It. Okay, so and he's going to give an update on that too. But I just been really trying to work with Ricard and work with some of the elders, Luella, Liz. Some of them been meeting, coming over and sitting in their office and talking with us and letting us know what their needs are and seeing what we can do as council to address some of their unmet needs. We've also got planning, Kyle Dizitel and Smoker Marchand, and them. They're working on other types of grants for possible wellness centers and stuff like that for each district. I've been working at, we're trying to get a plan going for our old center here, our old gym. We're trying to either get that turned back into a second gym, or they're going to, I don't know if they're going to make it into some kind of an exercise facility or whatever for the elders or whatnot for the community. Also, I just kind of wanted to say that as a community development chairperson, I'm not sure what you guys, if you're aware of everything involved in the comp plan, but there's like 1% for each district that goes for economic or community development. So I just kind of wanted to throw it out there that people, that if you have suggestions or comments or remarks, if you could get a hold of me or anyone on the council, so that I can go to the table and address some of these issues. And you know, I'm sure we're not going to get everything that we need and want, but as long as we can make progress, I think it's like almost $1 million. Each district has access to that. So I'm supporting the comp plan, and I know there's some people that aren't really in support of that. They would rather see the money be paid out, and that's a whole other discussion. But you know, I've supported the comp plan. I believe that we can do some good things with that money. I think it's just going to take time, and I know there's a lack of trust maybe between the membership and the leaders or the past leaders, and I feel that's one of our obligations and duties is to try to create that, build that trust amongst you. So I'm just asking that, you know, anything that you have to say, we're more than willing to listen. You know, we might not always agree, but you know, my door is always open. I have open door policy. My phone number, my work phone, work cell phone is on the website. We got the Tribune who's getting us some updates here and improvements, so we're thankful for them to allow us to go in and put stuff on there. And so any questions, any comments, feel free to get a hold of me. Thank you.
White Huskell class. Thank you guys for coming here tonight. I apologize if I seem a little loopy, just on the road a little bit, but I'm really happy to finally, after we counseled last month's meeting, glad to be able to report you guys out on what we've been up to. There's a lot of things going on within the tribe. So I'm really excited about the different. So we've got a lot of people here that are chairing different committees, and they've got a lot going on, and we've got some really good energy around that table, and people are coming together and meeting on it. So I'm really glad that you made that comment, because that's what I've been feeling about around that table, is that people are open and they're ready to debate issues. They're ready to be open and listen to those things too. So we're really encouraging you to share your voices with us, because together, you know, we're going to make this so much stronger. Because doing it, you know, alone is a lot harder, and it's not going to be as effective. So we really welcome you guys and want to hear from you. So if you can't get a hold of me, you know, you've got our numbers. So you know, so I've as the chair, I've been really busy traveling and representing the tribe, both in DC and in Olympia. So we've talked about some of these different events that Steve was talking about. I mean, down the line. I'm also the main media contact, so anything that happens, they call me for an interview. So that's why you'll see my name in a lot of the newspapers. I'll refrain from using any, you know, curse words in my interviews, so I don't bring shame to us. But there's been quite a few issues coming up that you know, we really welcome that, especially when it comes to, you know, just taking the wolf management, for example, authorizing the taking of a couple wolves if tribal members decide that, you know, that's what they see or feel endangered about, you know, that they have that option. We didn't want any tribal member to go to jail over that. So we wanted to provide a process where if people were able to do so, that they could. Based on the numbers and the science that our biologists have found, it's a pending problem. It's their population is growing pretty quick. Our counterparts over on the Blackfoot Reservation, Montana, they have 2 guys in their Fish and Wildlife Department that's pretty much their job all year round, is taking out wolves, because their numbers are growing so fast. It's really affecting their deer and elk populations. So when we sat around and thought about it, we didn't want to be in the same position that they're in. We wanted to make sure there was a balance. So that's just one of many issues. Steve was talking about the MAA property. That's where Mill Bay is. There's a lot of issues around that piece of land that we're working on. So some of these court cases take a while. The Tecumseh case we just got a decision recently. And that is with regard to, there's Tecumseh Metals has a smelter up in Trail, BC, and they've been dumping heavy metals into the river for the last 100 years or so. So there's millions of tons of metal slag that's in the river that needs to be cleaned up. So we're working all the time, even at the governor's ball. It was, you know, once, for me, it was, you know, once in a lifetime. It was an incredible event. But at the same time, the Department of Ecology, you know, the Lands Commissioner, all these people are there at that same meeting, so you got an opportunity to interact with them and let them know how we feel about the Tecumseh case, about the Odessa sub-area project, about, you know, a lot of different issues. So something that is unique, and that, you know, I didn't think about it myself, but they really do want to hear from tribes, and they don't hear from tribal people at all. If they do, it's coastal tribes that live right next to Olympia. So in order for us to get our voices heard and really be there, we have to be there. We have to go there and meet them. So I think last night, even though it's kind of a wear on us right now physically, I think it's going to pay off later down the road. With this transition, we also got to meet with his main policy folks that they're going to handle some of these issues. So having the voice or the ear of the governor is going to be really effective going forward. We were the first tribe to step out in public in writing, supporting him, and we also supported his campaign as a tribe. So they recognize that, and they will respect our word and pay close attention to what our positions are on a lot of these issues. So it's a never-ending fight. We at the last Tribal Nations Summit in DC with the president, in his cabinet. That message was sent really clear by tribes from across the country that we're at war. Every day we're at war. We're fighting for our jurisdiction, we're fighting for our lands and our water. And a lot of tribes are facing the same challenges that we are. And we want to come together as tribes and really fight for that. You know, fighting for the health of our people, fighting for the health of our land, our water. There was an elder from Alaska that was so worried about, because he heard from us about the salmon restoration that we're doing, and in June we were opening up that fish hatchery at Chief Joe's, so that's going to be a really big thing. His main thing from being from Alaska, one of those islands, he said that the acidification of the ocean is going to be a huge issue coming up very soon. We can do all the watershed restoration and salmon habitat development we want, but if all those fish go out into the ocean and die because it's so acidic, you know, we need to work together. So we're really, you know, looking at ways that we can come together as tribes and really unite around some of these issues. We face a lot of the same issues being at war, fighting for our lands and our waters and our languages. So I think in those numbers, I think with this administration, I think we have a person that his heart is there for us. And if we can, we might play his address that he gave to us, tribal leaders at that conference. But I think we're looking for speakers. I don't know if they have any computer speakers for it. And that's all I wanted to share for right now, and save it for questions for later, so we can jump into our.
I want to introduce okay, one of the, and John's going to get more detail later on, but we wanted to showcase the language program within the tribe. We, as a council, 14 of us, all 14 of us, actually prioritized that was one of the projects, one of the initiatives within the tribe that has not been, we value it as a program, but we've never funded it. You know, they've been out there working on pennies in an old building with old equipment. Nobody has valued it. So what we've done is we came together and we decided this is something we want to do. We want to prioritize language, we want language revitalization. That means that we want to build our language back up, that it becomes a part of all of our lives, that we want to integrate it in all of our government programs, in our businesses, that we want all of our partnering communities to know who we are. We want to start naming our community, our places, and naming our tribe programs. We want to start, if we start using our language, we'll start bringing back the values, the traditional values of how we treat one another. A lot of the anger and the frustration is because of our conditioned way of thinking, that we've been trained under a different value system. It's time to come back and join arms and be together and be collective. I'm excited right now to bring forward or to announce the presentation of Hearts Gathered. Actually, I call them the Waterfall Immersion School, and they've been in place for a couple of years, and I'm going to let Ted Lumont describe that. But I just want to say that this is only one project within the language program that's happening across the res and off our reservation, promoting our language, and he'll touch on that. But the center of all of these projects around language is our language program. And Albert Andrews is going to be here tonight, but we had as everybody knows, we had a death in the speed room, and actually I couldn't put that pressure on him, so I'm actually announcing this as part of support. Our tribal language program supports this immersion school. And I'm really excited because we have one of the students of Ted and some of his teachers here, but Cora, who is my teacher. She's 5. Who's my teacher, Cora? Yeah, Cora usually knows. She tells me that she's my teacher and I'm her student, and it's true because I'm learning from them. Thank you. Okay.
Hi, my name is Ted Lamar.
Sorry.
Lucky enough to be a teacher at the Waterfall Immersion School. We're here to speak on behalf of Schreiber. We have Michelle Seymour, teacher, Margaret Kaimanqua, and Lisa Watt. And I want to talk about a brief history of Hearts Gathered. Hearts Gathered is a 501c3 that operates the immersion school here in Omak. In 2003, we went to Browning, Montana. The tribe was awarded an ANA grant to have teacher training, and the teachers went to Browning, Montana, to the immersion school over there. And when we got there, it was so, we were blown away with seeing the kids in their environment and speaking their language, and we knew right there that we wanted to do that when we got home. We started in 2003. In 2007, we formed a nonprofit and we opened the school. And we have an old school building at the campus, the old campus at Pasco Sherman. We opened in 2010. We're in our third year of operation there. Right now we have we received an ANA grant this year. We're operating on a 3-year plan through the ANA. It's to operate the school and also to develop teachers. There's not very many teachers who are able to step into a position like if we were in need of a teacher, we have to train the teacher. So that's what part of the grant is doing is training teachers. Put them into the local schools. We also have within the plan in Spelund, we want to open another immersion school in 4 years. We have, at the school, we have 15 students right now. The 3-year plan, at the end of 3 years, we'll have 25. Right now, our students are aged 3 to 6 years old. We have, I brought a video of our kids for you to watch. Like during our teaching day, we start at 9 o'clock in the morning and we go till 3 o'clock every day, unless it's so cold that we can't go outside. We're outside with our class, and we use every experience to use language. Immersion means that you use your language. That we speak in Self-Kachin at the school, and we every given opportunity to. Every experience that they're having, we use the language, and it's awesome to be up at the mission, to be able to go. We bike every day. We're out doing something, and through the year we follow the seasonal round. We don't follow the traditional school year. In the springtime we do big routes, almost 2 or 3 times a week. And during berry season, we come back to school in June, or in July 10th, or somewhere in there. We go the full month of July so we can pick berries with them. So they're outside a lot.
One thing at the video that we watched, Ted is speaking to the kids in Indian, and they're reacting to him like they know, they understand.
They're talking about their family in this video, like in the languages. I'm asking them who their brothers and sisters are, and they're able to. Well, are a month ago, but they're already. It's amazing how much they know in the language already. It's awesome. I'd like to talk a little bit. They're learning how to introduce themselves and their family and their languages. For the 3 years of the operation of the school that we've been, every Friday we've had parent community classes, but we've recently changed that to Sundays so more people can be involved. And it starts at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and it goes till 8 o'clock in the evening. And from 3 to 5 it's beginning in Self-Teaching 1. It's a curriculum that was developed by the Fall Creek School in Karamia. So everybody's invited to come for classes from 3 to 8 on Sundays. I wanted to talk a little bit about, we're not the only immersion school. There's, in Spokane, there's an immersion school that's in operation. And in Inchland, they have a language house over there. And I wanted to talk about what the language programs that everybody goes to. And right now, the language program is in development of an advisory board for the language schools and the local schools to come to be able to get information or share information or to approach council with proposals. Or the language program is going to be the oversight of all language on the reservation. It's really amazing how we all work together. It's a beautiful thing. I'm really thankful to be here tonight.
Hi there, Rick Tuffling. I'm the work for Area HCI AG's program for the tribe. And first of all, I want to thank the council today. They passed my resolution, our state council on aging representative to the advisory committee, Elizabeth McCartney from the Omak. It's more than just a putting on papers. She's quite a bit of travel involved. She's really sharing quite a bit of her time with the issues concerning our elders. Lou Ella Anderson will be traveling a lot with her. Lou is the information and assistance coordinator for the area agency on aging program. The Omak district and former councilperson herself. Okay, make this short and sweet, so I know you guys got things to talk about, and I get to go home. We have, thank you, Council, by council resolution today, they passed, gave a blessing for us to move forward with a new Omak senior meal site. And so the senior advisory board, the facilities committee, and Mr. Ben Marchand of the community development committee who have the Omak district as well, will all be working together on that. We are going to have a meeting February 6th to get that launched. I'm going to take the initiative, believe it, I won't be swinging a hammer, probably too used to, but we're going to work together, we're going to make this happen. There's going to be, most of the input's going to be by the advisory committee, the facilities committee, and what the elders in our district want here. If it's just a wellness, if it's just a senior meal site, there's a good chance we can get it done in 12 months. Then he told me not to make any promises, but we're going to get after it. Oh, anyway, stay tuned to that if you have any input. Benny already said his phone and office is available. I have an open door policy as well. We conducted a comprehensive needs assessment for our elders in all 4 districts. We came to council last week with this. It's a rather aggressive list. It's very comprehensive. For instance, we need new vans, need new senior meal site in a couple districts, starting with Omak. We need more manpower and woman power to serve our elders. Our goal is to enhance quality of life for our elders, and our goal is to keep our elders in their homes, and keep those homes safe. We want to be able to be responsive from repairing a leaking faucet to fixing the rain gutter to building a ramp, to having railings, walk-in shower, you name it, we want to be on it. So we've met with council on this. I even went as far as to call the long-term plan has been rolled out. As far as I know, it is a council resolution. I've looked at it. I called Charlie Arberton, the finance guy, and I wonder how much money these people have to put away for me to be able to get a return of $300,000 annually off some of that money. And I know a couple of 3 plots, sustainable is what I'll be looking at. I realize the $965,000 is available, but I've got some plans for that. Tree planting and technical assistance for the senior meal site for that. So I'll be going back up and visiting with these people and asking for having some requests, and I have a couple other financing options, but nothing's going to be off the table when I try to advocate for the elders. We're looking into an aging and disability resource center. This would be the first tribal one in the state. They really haven't rolled one out that's not tribal yet. It's a no wrong door type of services. It's going to be money comes with it from the state of Washington as well, and it's person-centered. It talks about the needs and preferences of the elder. It's not informing. It's actually getting the person to the resources they need. And we do customer satisfaction surveys, the evaluation plan, and the big thing is, what is our elderly population being served? And so again, Lou and I are attacking this rather earnestly as well. And I think we're almost through here. I wanted to share that my contact information is 634-2759. We have handouts in the back as well, right up here. We have a host of programs, about 9 programs that we're serving within our area agency on aging, from kinship care to senior community employment, to the whole bunch of things there. We also do now have a case manager working in the Omak district down at the Armory. Her name is Judy Launer. Most of you may know her. I've worked with her before in social work. She's very, very good, very comprehensive. And she's at the Armory. Her phone number is 422-7451. And if there's any questions, please feel free to contact me, and we'll see if we can enhance services for elder population. Thank you.
I realize there's some little ones in this group. If there's any questions for the first two presenters, we'd like to ask those questions now, just so they don't have to stick around if they got kids.
Can we get the information that you said there was a comprehensive study done in needs assessment? Can that information be available to everyone? So if there's certain things that maybe the programs or individuals want to contribute to, we can do so. In our last meeting here, we talked about our elders. I even volunteered to put some money in for my paycheck. So
Yes.
I'll take them all. It's
Yes.
interesting to me because I'm a tribal member, just because I reside or vote in Omak doesn't mean I don't care about my cousins in Inchalam or Keller.
Yes, real quick, like, stop there. We took the comprehensive needs assessment to the council. We were asked to make sure we're not overlapping services. And so we stretched dollars a little bit here. And so we are in the business of doing that exercise, and we'll certainly give you my contact information card and email address.
I have a card here.
And so then I'm gonna come back after we make sure we're not overlapping, but if other programs are not being responsive to the elders, I'm not including that in overlap. And then, because I don't think good with other programs, I know we just wanna get the elders served. So I'll give you a card and we appreciate your input.
How about our conferences stadium? Is that going to be updated too?
Which one?
The people, elders that,
Oh, well, my goal is to keep people out of nursing homes. So Shoshana Jordan, yeah, I hear you, and I agree with you. I'm trying to get adult family homes, assisted living facilities here on the reservation as well. I haven't actually, quite frankly, looked in nursing homes because they have an administrator, and I don't know what's going on or how that person's advocating for the nursing home. But I guess it does somewhat fall under my purview since I am serving the elders. So